George Kilpatrick, inspiration for the nation. It's time to check your money, and we have America's money maven, Vicki Brackens, president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corp., member SIPC. Vicki, always good to see you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, George. Glad to be back. You know, last week while discussing the Black History Month Money Moment featuring Robert F. Smith, CEO of Vista Equity Partners, I used the term hedge funds. As you recall, Vista Partners is one of the most successful hedge funds in the country. Now, as always, you rang the bell because this was a new term for many of the listeners, and you wanted me to go back to explain the term hedge funds. So let's start there this week. A hedge fund is basically a fancy name for an investment partnership. It's the marriage of a fund manager, which is often called the general partner, and the investors in the hedge fund, sometimes known as the limited partners. The limited partners contribute the money, and the general partner is responsible for the hedge fund's strategy. A hedge fund's purpose is to maximize the investor's returns and eliminate risk, hence the word hedge. If these objectives sound a lot like the objectives of a mutual funds, they are, but that is basically where the similarities end. The name hedge fund comes into being because the aim of these vehicles was to make money regardless of whether the market climbed higher or it declined. This was made possible because the manager could hedge themselves by going long or short. Shorting is when we make money when stocks drop. They could go long or short within the program itself. Now, there are some common characteristics of hedge funds. First of all, to invest in a hedge fund, you must be an accredited investor. That means you need to have a net worth exceeding $1 million, excluding your primary residence.
Oh, basically, you have to be a baller.
You got to be there. Hedge funds also have a wider investment latitude. They can invest basically in anything versus mutual funds where you have some very strict restrictions. And often hedge funds employ leverage, which means they get to borrow money to amplify their returns. But remember, in borrowing, you also amplify risk. And then finally, they have a common fee structure, which is known as 2 and 20. Basically, 2% of asset management as far as the fee, and then a 20% cut of any gains generated. You know, George, I think we also should stop and look at what our Black History Money Month moment is for this week and talk about a pioneer, and her name is Shirley Ann Jackson.
You got 2 this week.
I got maybe 2 or more this week.
Holla.
Okay, all right.
right.
Okay, so Shirley Ann Jackson is an American physicist and the 18th president of Rensselaer Polytech Institute. She was the first African-American woman to have earned a doctorate at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, better known as MIT. She's also the second African-American woman in the United States to earn a doctorate in physics. Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson, who is a theoretical physicist, is also a famous Black inventor. She has been credited with making many advances in science, including breakthrough scientific research which laid the groundwork for the invention of, listen to this list, the portable fax, touch-tone telephones, solar cells, fiber optic cables, and the technology behind caller ID and call waiting.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is exactly what we should say. If you would like to know more about Dr. Jackson, go to blackdoctor.org. George, as you remember, what is our goal each year?
We want to increase our net worth.
Exactly. We want to increase our net worth each year, and our definition of net worth is this, to remind everyone: human capital plus financial assets minus liabilities equal total net worth. So our second Black History Month money moment features a champion in developing and making an investment in human capital through individuals in her community. Our moment features today also Justice Sandra Towns. Judge Towns was the first black woman appointed to the Eastern District of New York federal bench. She was a graduate of Syracuse University, a prosecutor here in Onondaga County, and was appointed New York State Supreme Court Justice in 1999. Her judicial journey began actually here in Syracuse when she became the first African-American woman elected to a judicial seat in Syracuse. Her love for the people of Syracuse and for the lives of young people in Syracuse began with her career as an educator and English teacher at Corcoran High School. While she went on to state and federal posts, she frequently traveled back to the area to spend time with family and friends to share her knowledge, her passion for learning, and her message of compassion with all of us. To her family, we express our sincerest condolences and prayers in learning of the passing of Judge Sandra Towns. So, George, I'll close today and say our plate is full.
Thank you, Vicki, and thank you for honoring Judge Sandra Towns, and of course, love to the family, Lauren and Jimmy as well. Vicki Brackens is the president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corp., member SIPC.